What? Green people, you are watching the Gopher and Tuck show. This is the intro and later's the outro. If we fuck up, we will scream like an alto. If you love it, you should leave a comment. Yo, subscribe though. Like though. Share though. What you here for? Now to the video.
This is clearly what they've been waiting for. Ever since the autopsy began, the lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable.
Whoa, dude!
Evidence of injury.
It's gonna fucking say the guy has a small package?
Wow, Kim.
I'm gonna judge for myself, actually. The dead man's penis is average size, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish, marbling is present around the crotch. Alright. Uneven balls.
Back is symmetrical and intact.
He struggles to turn the corpse at his side.
Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him. It must have been excruciating, especially the hip. Before you is a temple of pain that knew little tenderness in life.
In addition, I see smaller residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
Rest item, hands.
I just love that it's just like, not even an Asian accent, it's just a normal, just you talking accent, but still the fucking Eleanor's. He takes the man's right hand in his, inspects it, then moves on to the other hand. I'll pick up the hand. The hand is surprisingly heavy to lift, filled with decayed liquids. Feels as though it could... Can you just take the fucking trash?
Let me just give you a hand.
What are these people doing out here? Feels as though it could explode. If squeezed harder, you suddenly repulse so much so you feel compelled to drop it.
Hands are clean.
Lieutenant says as 5 cold, sausage-like fingers slip from your hand.
No sign of injury from struggling.
Were we expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, the stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
I'll write it down.
Buddy.
Did you read the woo?
I did.
Oh, goddamn it, Discord. He turns to the side to breathe. It's not enough. He buries his face in the sleeve of his jacket. You hear a muffled voice.
Oh, for the external. Well done. What next?
Internal examination summary.
Central nervous system.
He says and then concludes abruptly.
I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there's a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to the story. If I may add, the moral of this story?
And what would that be?
He looks at you inquisitively. The dead man looks too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of the story. The brain is very vulnerable to compromises in its blood supply. Lieutenant grins.
I think that may be... Well, that may... What? That may be the moral of every story, officer.
Oh, well, I'll just write NA.
Good. Mesoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth.
He gets close to the mouth hole. You could just say mouse. Eyes squinting from the stench. Eyes squinting from the stench.
I think his eyes already. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue. Protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
This fucking trash drunk is still out here. With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hands on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and vicious.
Yeah, check that fucker off. The hyoid bone is fractured.
He says after a while.
The rest of the mesoskeletal system is intact, unremarkable.
Backhunched as if in prayer, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaws.
Respiratory system.
He stops to exert more force. Both hands are used.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen, hemorrhaging present in mucus on the lips and mouth.
Really expected at least sworn in there. I'm gonna look inside this guy's mouth. No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the doctor's inside. It's humid there, sickly sweet air unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in the mouth of his. Oh, gross. No, you don't. You can keep it in. You can keep anything in. Fuck it, I'm gonna look deeper. You manage to suppress the contractions trying to empty your stomach. All it takes is concentration. Through it, you see nothing but darkness. More meat and darkness. Mute silence as always.
It's meat and darkness.
So Lieutenant, Lieutenant, let's go with the jaws. The mouth snaps shut before you. Slurp the fuck out of that thing.
Hemorrhaging percent. That wasn't quick enough. Hemorrhaging percent in mucus.
He repeats impatiently. I write it down. He wipes his brow.
Hepatitis, not A.
Hey, don't we have anything? Not A. He looks at the corpse's stomach with a mixture of tiredness and disgust.
Are you a hepobiliary expert?
I don't think so.
Neither am I.
And that's it?
That's it.
Okay.
Same for toxology and serology and A.
Both?
Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there.
The Jared the completionist in me wonders if there's something we could still do.
Like
Gerard? Is it Gerard or Jared?
Gerard.
The Gerard the completionist in me wonders if there's something we could still do.
Like a toxicology screening.
He looks at the leave my premises! With the there's trash, you take the trash, put the trash in the back of the truck, then you leave. Sorry, where are we at?
At this stage, I don't process it. We'll find anything, even if he was brimming with cocaine. But still, you should add a request.
All right, I ran in a toxicology request.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity, blood.
Heavy lividity.
Blood, not love. Blood is hidden. Blood has
I'm gonna write it
gathered
down.
in the hands. Gastrointestinal.
He breathes a sigh of approaching relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around. The ground, the faces of the pool of physis there. Oh god, I'm gonna sneeze. This will do. Then he touches the corpse's bloated lower abdomen briefly and says,
Digested semi-solid food. Semi-solid food in the stomach. Voila.
I'm gonna keep that voila, obviously.
Yeah, you can get that voila. What's next on the list?
Alright, that's still to be. Oh my god, yeah, fuck. It's sneezing's gonna. 3. Description of injuries. Summary.
Let's see.
He tilts his head.
We have bite marks, contusions on head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
Be thorough if you want maximum results. What about the injuries we have afflicted?
Oh?
He looks incredulous.
So, we inflicted them.
This is a team effort.
You mean the incision on the thorax from a chain cutter? That was not a team effort, and I wouldn't mention it. Muddies the waters.
But isn't that sloppy?
Be pedantic, if you like.
But can I also be shallow?
Shallow and pedantic. Doesn't matter, no one else is going to investigate this man's murder. If they do, such details would only confuse them. See, these pigs are fucking corrupt!
The boy nods approvingly.
Why don't you fuck them if you love them so much?
We are adults!
That is against the law. Now, injuries.
Alright, bite marks, let's go. He nods.
Head, chest, and scalp. Wow.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Who was biting someone on the scalp? Bite mark injuries. Predation by birds have caused damage of the body. Odontologist.
I don't know, just the fucking y'all don't know about dude.
I don't know just at all. And to be consulted. In your opinions, officer?
Beneath the description, there are 2 boxes waiting to be ticked. So did they bite them before or after? What do you think?
It was cool, no biting them.
So
postmortem.
Let's go. Non-fatal postmortem.
Agreed. Next injury.
Contusions.
So the scalp bleeds from a postmortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. A perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it postmortem. At maximum velocity, fucko! Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Alright. Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath the description of injury, 2 boxes. So that's postmortem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Next.
Ligature mark.
A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured and cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side, awaiting your judgment. The ring is around his neck. The ring around the rosy. Think for a moment. There's time. Don't rush. Well, everything else was post-mortem, so I would assume this would be the fatal injury?
Yeah.
Being fatal injury.
That's it.
He cracks an uneasy smile.
We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned, but it's a start.
He produces a small black plastic new skill point. I'm gonna wait on using skill points now, because sometimes when I do a thing and it's like, yo, you don't have a high enough skill for that, and then if I save the skill points up, I can just spend them on the thing right away. Yeah. That's using your brain noodle.
We're done? Okay. Well, y'all had your fun, now the video's over. Like, share, subscribe, play the video over. Click on that bell to be notified when we post vids from sun to fry. Oh, no, don't forget Sat. We'll be here all week. Bring your ass back. Now watch another video, y'all.